up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy D Dyson. Loki season 2, episode 5, where Loki is back time slipping. We're trying to figure out what the hell's going on with him. And as he's going back in time, he's going back and forth, seeing himself, trying to figure out what's going on. And he's like, I'm time slipping, I don't know why. So he started time slipping to everyone, where everyone was in the room. So he's seeing Casey at Alcatraz in 1962 in San Francisco, but his name is Frank. He goes to Mobius, as he is a jet ski salesman. He has 2 kids, so he's going back in time to see him. And he goes to B15. She is a doctor, a pediatrician's doctor in 2012. Then more importantly, he goes and sees OB. Now, OB is a science fiction writer. He writes books, but as he kind of talks to him, he sees that he is also a PhD in, I forgot what, but he has a PhD in, and so he's like, you are a scientist. He was like, well, yeah, but I want to be a actual writer. So as you go back to his lab, it's the direct outlay of what he is in the TVA. So you see that and you're looking at it as far as, okay, well, maybe He Who Remains did not create the TVA, but Loki did with his magic, and He Who Remains saw that and just put it in a time loop. So that's why I said, I'm like, it's very interesting to see how we're going to get He Who Remains, who created this, and put them all in time loop, because this is not by accident of what he's doing. He needed Lokis. That's why so many Lokis are pruned, because he was like, I need a Loki to help me with this magic. So that's why I'm telling myself, I'm like, it's all going to make sense probably in the next episode. But I like how he was like, man, it's going to take me a lifetime to really figure out how to make this TemPad. And then he opens the TVA and handbook and was like, what about this? And he was like, yes. He said, so I am a writer. He's like, yeah, somewhat. And then as he's talking to Mobius again, he pops up and was like, boom. Yeah, it only took me 18, 19 months. My wife left me, my job, but I got this figured out. And what happens if He Who Remains took him and kept him in that thing, wiped his memory time and time again, and kept him in there for 400 years? So that's why I was telling myself, I'm like, it's going to be a lot of what He Who Remained did to be like, okay, put everybody in the timeline here in the TVA and just let them and wipe their memory. So that's why I'm telling myself, I'm like, it's going to make sense. And then even with Sylvie was really like, everybody has their life, leave them alone, until you seen the noodles, the noodle string going into the record shop, where it's like, okay, it's going to crap, and that timeline is being pruned. So she's kind of like, okay, yeah, this is a problem. So at the tail end of it, as OB kept telling him, was like, man, you have to find out why you are time slipping and the reason why. So it's like, what are you trying to do? And that's what will get you there. And then he ultimately, at the end, as everyone gets pruned again, they all turn to spaghetti. Him and Sylvie gets turned to spaghetti, but he goes right back into the same time, like right before that. So he's kind of like, okay, I got it. I can control it. And he's looking at OB, and he's like, I could control it. And he's like, what do you mean? So he finally puts that destination in his mind of back where they were, and then right at the tail end, poof, he goes right back to where he is, right before the temporal loom, where he was in the previous episode. So I like this episode because you're seeing him finally, out of all the trailers, I was waiting for that, as all the trailers were showing, Loki time slipping in different timelines. We finally get to see with Mobius what everyone's doing. We finally got all this in this one episode of where he was and what he was doing as far as time slipping. And then we finally get at the tail end, boom, he is where he needs to be. So I'm like, this is a good episode. It's not a filler episode. It's going to make sense in the last season finale, and I feel like it's really going to all make sense. And I feel like Jonathan Majors, they say is in 3 episodes. We saw him in 2, and I think that he's going to be in this last episode. I really don't want them to replace Kang the Conqueror amid his domestic violence custody battle. Domestic violence battle, sorry. But I just look at it like he is a good fit for the MCU. I just hate that it's going to tarnish the MCU if he gets found guilty. It's going to tarnish the MCU if he is found guilty. So, but I look at it like they're in panic mode. I don't think so. I mean, we just got an Echo trailer. So, but I look at it with He Who Remains. This could be really good. I mean, you have a whole bunch of Kang the Conquerors. You can just have another actor or go to Doctor Doom or something of that effect. But with Loki, it was making sense. This is the best show that Marvel has put out on their Disney Plus along with Scarlet Witch. But I just look at it like Loki is top tier #1, and I am intrigued, and I cannot wait for this final season finale. So, you guys enjoyed my review of Loki Season 2, Episode 5. Subscribe to my channel, post a comment down below, and like the video. It's your boy, D. Dyson. Peace.